Today we are getting the lot ready for the basement and garage floors to be poured. Join us each week as we get closer to our goal of building our house from start to finish. In our last video, we dug the footings and poured the foundation of our home. So today we have a checklist of items we need to get done before we can pour the basement and garage floor. Starting out with number 1, the silt fence. Our lot is on a slope where the left side sits at a higher point and then drops down towards the right side where we have wetlands. So we need to put up a silt fence around the wetland area to protect it from any sediment coming from the house.
First swing.
Wow, sexy men. So now that we got the stakes in, we have to make sure this green line is touching the ground because then we have to put dirt on top of it to make sure it won't move. Yeah.
Watch yourself.
After this, Ferris, our arms are gonna be buff. High five, good job.
Let's go. All right, first little project done. Many more to go.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
So next up is backfilling. There's an important step here, which is bracing the walls. Essentially cutting pieces of wood, putting it up against the wall, and this provides some stability. When the soil comes in and is pushed into the trench, it puts a lot of pressure onto the wall and we don't want it to cave in.
All right, right now our boy Don is leveling out the land and he's backfilling. So he's trying to get the soil all the way to the brick line. So as you guys saw, there's like a trench around the house, the cement wall, so he's filling all that up.
While Don was here backfilling, he offered to spread out our gravel for the temporary driveway.
It's coming together. We got the driveway in, so it's a bunch of rock, but we need more. We ran out of it, so we're gonna have to get another dump of that. But it's pretty cool to see this really come together. So we finally got the crushed stone in the driveway, and this provides a firmer surface for the trucks. We don't want them stuck in the driveway anymore, and the trenches were getting pretty deep.
And it's gonna be a lot cleaner on the road, so a lot less cleanup.
Gotta keep the streets clean. I need a shovel. We should have brought a shovel.
This is just pushing around dirt. It's really cool to see the land getting leveled out because our lot is at such a slope, and we still need to pour the garage on the left side, so that area needs to be completely flat. My dad's here to help out with number 4 and number 5 on our list, the electric meter and measuring for the steel beams.
This is your grounding rod, also referred to as a UFR. Your electric meter and panel box gets grounded to it. That runs 10 feet down your wall and then another 10 feet in your spread footing. The electrician will take a grounding wire with a clamp and clamp onto this.
Here you go.
Expert in electrical.
So we finally got the electrical box in, and the utility company is coming in as soon as possible to get that connected so we have power. So you may be thinking, why do we need electricity? All of our contractors use power tools. So instead of using a generator, we can get that electricity in and we can get some work done.
Yeah. Today we are measuring for the steel beams. They'll run from one side of the house to the other, and they serve as the backbone of the house. They provide structural support under the main floor.
These are your beam pockets. Pockets meaning where it sits in. So if you line this beam pocket with all your stanchion pads, your footings for all your columns, your stanchions, you'll see the end of it is going to be in your framed wall where the walkout is. So we're going to measure from this wall all the way to, hopefully there's a line for our outside wall for walkout. This one, and we're going to do this one.
Right you did a really good job.
Nice and taut.
Got the one beam pocket over there. Aiming to hold up that steel beam. Pocket to pocket, but just measure the inside of the pocket at the bottom.
What are you doing?
35-10, 16-5. 35-10. I don't know what they were measuring, 16-2. If you make it too long, they can cut it on site. You make it too short, we have to get a welder out here and weld the piece on.
So next up is plumbing, the exterior plumbing and then some of the interior plumbing that leads to the sub pump. This is mostly just for water drainage coming from the outside of the house, trickles down, and you have piping going around the whole perimeter of the house. There's some holes that's in this piping. The water drains into that, which then drains into your sub pump and is flushed out outside of your house so your basement can stay nice and dry.
Randy, our building inspector, is here today to
My boy.
He's here today to inspect the trenches before we can pour the footings for the garage.
So this is Randy here. This is our building official. He'll be helping us through the entire process with permitting, and he's just a good guy overall. So he's giving us some, you know, tips and pointers and things that we need to do just to keep, you know, a straight line and get our stuff going. So
okay.
Awesome.
all right.
Congratulations. Good luck on everything. It'll go good. I'll be on top of them.
Awesome.
Thanks, Randy.
So as they were digging the trenches, there were a lot of roots in there, and Randy, our inspector, made sure that they cut those off because they can cause problems in the future within your concrete, cause a lot of cracking. We don't want that.
I cannot believe the cement truck was able to drive around our house. It's pure mud back there and it's going at a slope, so I was crossing my fingers for him.
I thought for sure he'd get stuck.
Yeah, me too. After the footings were poured, we brought in cinder blocks. So there's two different kinds of foundation we'll be using, poured and cinder blocks.
So the majority of our walls are poured concrete in frames, and then the other portion is the cinder blocks, which we're going to be used for our walkout and then for the garage. For the basement, it's just one row of cinder blocks. So the rough carpenters can make frames and attach to that and have a base to connect it to.
The only downside to cinder blocks versus poured foundation are that there's more seams allowing water to seep into them. Therefore, we need to waterproof it.
How do you feel now that the garage layout is here?
Feels good. I mean, it's starting to, you're starting to see like maybe like the width, but we really wanted to make it as wide as we could, like have this like a long ranch look. And that was part of it, was, you know, getting our garage out on this side. Our lot is just a little bit skinny. I mean, it's a big lot, but we wanted to have a very wide house instead of a thick, deep house. Before we can pour the concrete in the basement and garage floors, we need a gravel sub base. This helps with leveling the surface, drainage, and prevents potential cracking.
Now it's finally time to pour the concrete. And this is a pretty big process, so we have a whole crew out here coming to help. Fast forward a few hours and voila, we have a basement and garage floors.
So we got our first snow today, and we got a basement floor.
I want to write my name. The weather has been questionable lately, pretty rainy and nasty, which is not so great when pouring concrete because concrete is so porous, it could provide some problems in the future.
Looking good, Lise. Gross.
Is it still raining there?
No, it's not raining.
If you push your fingernail, or not fingernail, but finger will push it.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, Ferris is writing our names.
It's that loose?
Yeah.
Holy shit. I hope they plan on coming back.
Uh-oh.
And after 24 hours, you're supposed to be able to walk on it. After 7 days, you're supposed to be able to drive vehicles on it. And after a month, it should be fully dried.
How's the garage? That should have been fully set up by now, I would say.
We'll go show you. Hold on.
That's really good.
Oh, God.
Go to like a corner or something like that and see if you put your finger in there.
Ferris.
Huh?
He wants you to put your finger in it.
Well, not in, just, is it as soft as the basement one?
No.
Not as soft?
No, not at all.
Okay, all right. That's the important one, so.
Yeah, the basement was, I could put my finger all the way through it.
Quit messing with it, man. Quit messing with it.
Gotta make it nice and smooth, you know, for the basement.
When they leave over when some of the tools are left over at least.
We like machines.
You want some of this, Lee? You want some of this? The weather cleared, and after a few sunny days, the concrete cured perfectly.
After our prior investments and this week's checklist, we are $149,000 into this project. In our next video, the framing begins and our first walls go up.